All right. Now, this next question here we're going to be talking about is pi notation. If you look carefully at this problem here, all right, you look careful at this. Each and every one of the answers has pi in it. Remember, pi is a Greek letter. And when you multiply a number by a letter in algebra, you always put the number first and then the letter second. Well, pi's no different. The reason why you have pi notation is so that teachers can assess their student knowledge without requiring them to use a calculator. Because think about it. When you multiply by pi, everybody knows that pi is 3.14, and that's a messy decimal. This is the approximation. That's a messy decimal. So you're going to be using a calculator. But if you're a teacher and you don't want your children to use a calculator, what you allow them to do is write their answer in terms of pi notation. Now, what are we doing here in this problem? We're talking about a circle, and we're talking about the area of a circle. And I need to understand what the area of the circle is. I pointed this out to my students a little while ago, and a lot of them were blown away because they didn't realize this. The mathematical formula for finding the area of a circle is pi r squared. What that basically means is it means pi multiplied by the radius times the radius. But then when I did this, they were blown away. In elementary school, you learned that you can multiply numbers in any particular order, and the answer is the same. For instance, 1 times 2 times 3 is exactly the same thing as 3 times 2 times 1. And that's the same thing as 1 times 3 times 2. So no matter how you multiply a group of numbers together in any particular order, you end up with the right answer. It comes out to be the same, right? So now if I see this, if I know this is true, then this has to be true as well. Right? So then if pi times the radius has to be the same as the radius times pi. So if that's the case, they're telling me in this math problem right here that the diameter is 6. I don't need the diameter. I need the radius. So the radius is half of the diameter, which is 3. So then now when I look at this right here, then 3 times 3 is going to make 9. And what you got left over is you got pi. So 9 pi squared feet is going to be the area of this circle. All right, it's going to be the area of the circle. And if you would actually calculate it out, if you would have broke it down and did 3 times 3 times 3.14 and got the decimal, which is 28.26, what you're basically doing is you're choosing the answer that has the same value. So you do 6 times pi, 9 times pi, 12 times pi, 36 times pi. One of those is going to give you 28.26, and that was letter B. So this is pi notation. This is how you use pi notation. And more importantly, this is why pi notation actually exists. I hope you found this both helpful and informative.